bring in Serapelo Mofokeng, who's the Head of Learning and Development at MiWay Insurance. Serapelo, good afternoon. Good morning. Serapelo, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well now.
I was saying good morning. Are you okay there?
We are well. It's quite warm today.
Yes, it is.
Serapelo, let's get into it. So you are the Head of Learning and Development at MiWay Insurance. And from my understanding, this unit focuses on skilling young people who are straight from matric.
That's correct.
Can you just elaborate on this?
So what we do is really, we said, South Africa is faced with a challenge. There is a lot of young unemployment people, roaming the streets. So we said, what can we do as an organization? So we took it upon ourselves to say, you know what, we will employ young people fresh from matric or from universities without any experience. We will put them on a learnership program or an internship program. We'll give them the skill to actually do the job. We'll give them a qualification as well. But we don't end there. After 12 months, we say the focus is to actually absorb them in the business, to give them a permanent position. So we've got a lot of stories which actually speaks to those projects, where someone started as a learner, where that person actually got a permanent position, and they are now like managers running a certain call center. So we actually committing to make a difference. I mean, if I can just give you the number of the learnerships that we run, we retain about 70%. Where they are placed in a permanent position.
How do you manage that retention? That 70% is quite high.
Yes. So what we do is after they are in the program, because it's a 12-month program, so they get a stipend and they get a qualification. So they go to class, and like the previous speaker said, it's actually important because it's difficult as a young a person entering the working world. It's difficult. It's not the same. So you've got a mentorship, So not only we teach you the skill, but we also teach you the life skill, how to conduct yourself in a workplace, how to engage with the fellow employees, how to benefit or how to actually grow in the department. So what we do to retain them is after they have completed the program, now they are placed permanently. It doesn't stop them. So we engage with places like INSETA, where they actually say, you know what, we've got this funding. Let's use this funding to upskill the youth. So we take them to do courses. We partner with UNISA, we partner with University of Stellenbosch, we partner with GIPS to upskill these people. So if they see that you're actually investing in them, you care about their development, they actually stay with you.
That was going to be my follow-up question. Is there some type of development that you also encourage them to do in terms of the studies now, also putting what they are learning into theory also?
Yes, we do. I mean, we encourage them to take these opportunities. Not only they take the opportunities, they strive, they do well, they get promoted. So it's working for us. Of course, we can do more, but we committed to it.
And do you know how many people you've assisted so far since you started the program, Serapelo?
Since we started the program, I might come off with my numbers. We've started it. I mean, we've been doing it for many years. All right. I cannot give you the exact numbers, but in a yearly base, we do take in learners and internships over 100 people on a yearly basis.
And this is right across the country.
This is just in our Cosmos Dal, which is the head office, and in Braamfontein, where there's another sales department.
Now, Errol, I want to pick up this point from you. I mean, a lot of the argument is around the lack of skills.
Yes.
How important do you think is it for us to be channeling young people to developing these skills, as well as then going to colleges, going to universities? Because, I mean, skilling is a problem.
Absolutely. Excuse me. At the end of the day, it's important to, obviously skill up young people so that they can, apply those skills to opportunities. Sometimes, the opportunities are not being met because of lack of access or lack of skills. But it's important to know what those skills and what the demand is saying. We come across quite a few situations where young people have been skilled in a specific area, whereby the opportunities might not be in that area. So it's really got to be demand driven at the end of the day. So I'm in no ways saying that don't skill up kids and don't give them opportunities, but really, understand what you're doing. We generally place entry-level people with limited experience. I must say that there are businesses out there like MiWay that obviously take special regard to their entry-level employees and put a lot of effort and energy and passion into it. Unfortunately, they're in the minority. The majority of businesses out there are, quite callous when it comes to entry-level, people entering their businesses, and they see the entry-level young people as more of a commodity that's easily replaceable than an asset to the business that if they invest proper time and effort and energy into, they will reap the rewards and actually impact major issues in the country. So skills are important. I wouldn't say they're not important, but you've got to look at the demand. You've got to look at where those skills are needed. Unfortunately, sometimes a lot of money is spent on skilling up young people where the opportunity isn't right where they are. So that's critically important.
Serapelo, what's your take on that?
I think he's spot on. I'm thinking we as South Africans, we as corporate South Africa, if you can be committed to contributing positively to help with this, because this is a big problem. South Africa is faced with a huge problem, and unfortunately, one company or two companies or three companies cannot be the answer. We need to work together. We need to be serious about it. We need to do it for the right reasons. And we need to skill our young people because they are the future.
And I mean, a lot of people are also talking about the structure of the economy. That we're not accommodating young people enough. I mean, do you think this is possible when we are looking? We should be looking for younger and younger employees in our companies.
It's very much possible. I'm telling you. I mean, we talk every day that innovation it's the key to run a successful business. These youngsters are very innovative. They come into the business as young, as inexperienced as they are, but they give you these raw innovative ideas that just gives us more returns as a business. So why can't we do it?
And just to make sure, so when you are as MiWay in your this unit that you're heading up, the development, are you focusing on that specific skill so that you can actually absorb them for MiWay, or do you let them branch into other type of fields, Serapelo?
When you say fields, are you saying within MiWay, or are you talking generally out there in the working environment?
Yes, generally out there in the working environment.
Look, the whole idea is to get them in. Is to upskill them, is to give them a qualification, and to let them flourish. So, of course, you cannot retain all of your staff. That's what we want to do, But some wants to go out there and go for greater and greener pastures, and we give them that opportunity. And the fact that they actually go there with some tools to be employable, with some tools to actually add value to wherever they are going, we've done the job.
Errol, how do you think? What is the role of internships, in trying to bridge that gap of getting young people into the workplace? Because I see that you also, as Lulaway, run internship programs for them. How important do you think getting that internship in is?
I think internships are very good. What we've seen also is that a high percentage of guys that have gone through the internship have done their 12 months of practical on-the-job training, generally do, find permanent employment either at the company that they've done the internship with or elsewhere. But they have gained tremendous amount of experience. What businesses do, if you've invested in someone for a 12-month period and they've made it to the end, you know who you're dealing with. They know who they're dealing with, and it's always good to keep these people on board. Something else that I just want to mention is that, the different types of internships. We know that corporate South Africa can only take on so many people. But at the end of the day, this country needs a development in the SME space and in the job creation space. And growing SMEs to take on more people is unlimited, really, if we can focus on that. Excites me, Mr. Ramaphosa's YES program, which is enticing corporates to go spend money, BE money, on getting young people, opportunities in the SME space. And I think if that's done properly, it has all the markings of, really something that can be very positive. So, I think, internships, which is in essence a 12-month internship without the training. So it's a, experiential working program. But at the end of the day, if that can be ramped up and it can incentivize more corporates to fund, small businesses in taking on new entrants into the market, I think the growth is it would be massive, from a development of small business point of view and from a job creation point of view. So corporates got to come to the party as well.
It seems like there's a lot of emphasis on corporate and private sector to really come forward in terms of assisting in unemployment.
Yes, absolutely.
Certainly.
Yes, Serapelo?
No, I was just concurring that certainly there should be.
And what's your take on this creation of SMEs, or even putting emphasis on it? It is a good idea. It should be working. Serapelo?
Hello?
Hi, I'm just saying that what is your take on the creation of SMEs?
Well, I think, look, to be honest with you, there is bodies out there that are actually helping with leadership, with internships. In CETA, for example, the funding is there, the funding is there. So we just have to, as corporate, we just have to be serious about it. We have to make sure that we adding value. We have to make sure that we're proudly South Africans. We fix South Africa. We have that mindset. And SMEs can do they can add value in this.
We're having a lot of young people leaving matric, not necessarily qualifying for university, for college. How do we accommodate those young people now who are passing matric but they can't get into university? The economy also is bleeding. We're not doing very well either. So even if we wanted to give them jobs, there's just no jobs.
Sure.
How do we bridge that gap for those young people, give them some hope?
There are certain industries that are doing okay. Not many. Let's not sugarcoat this. This situation is quite bleak. The economy is in a doldrums, and we're going to feel the effects of this for many years to come. There's no quick fix here at all. It's not a situation where we can wave a magic wand and suddenly we've sorted out the economy. But I think at the end of the day, as I said, there are some industries that are doing well. I think it's just really matching expectations with reality for young people. At the end of the day, there are challenges, but if they stick it out, as I said before, their chances of gaining gainful employment and changing their lives, their individual lives, and their communities, their families, really has a knock-on effect, which obviously will impact the economy down the line. Industry investment at the end of the day is important. Understanding that everyone's under the conch, and it's quite tight for everyone, including companies, then to take on extra expenses. I think government has to come to the party, which they do to a degree, but they have to ramp that up as well. There are multiple government departments that are investing in youth development and youth employment. We work with a number of them. It's a bit of a everybody needs to chip in and make it happen. But I don't think it's a quick fix. But we've got to get going. We've got to ask the dire ramifications if we don't get going. So there is a bit of a pickup and there is a bit of interest, but it needs to be ramped up.
And you say that you do work with quite a few government departments. Government is coming to the fore, but Do you think that government should be coming to the fore in terms of more funding? What else can government do to sort of support companies such as Lulaway to do these lovely programs on youth development?
Yeah. Okay, so where do we get money from government at the end of the day is through, stipend funding, experiential working programs. It's a lot easier for a company to onboard someone when part of their salary is being covered. It's as simple as that. We've got a proven track record doing that. We've had about 5,000 people through these sort of programs over the last couple of years. So the more budget they can plug into something like that, the better. It does prove to work. More funding would definitely be something that we personally would like to see more of, and we could create more opportunities for young people. It's as simple as that.
Serapelo, what's your take on government's role in supporting private companies such as yourselves in these youth development programs?
Look, to respond to your question about the youngsters leaving matric but they did not do very well,
yes,
and they can't actually qualify to go to university, or some of them do qualify, they just don't have the funds to go to university. So what we do here at MiWay, the effort that we do is we like I said before, we run a learnership program. So we take them in. We with the help of INSETA, of course, but there is so much we can take. We cannot take everyone, and they go through a 12-month program. So in that program, they get a stipend, which helps them to actually get to work and to have food, money for food. But they go through the program and they get a qualification, which can actually make them to be employable in the industry. They get the experience, and our take is to firstly absorb them internally through MiWay.
And I would also assume that your criteria, the process in selecting these matriculants or post-matriculants is also a bit strict.
It is, because you actually have to take this serious. This is serious, and one of our criteria when we employ these learners is we look at attitude, because we are a company that is a value-based company. We take our values very serious. And one of our values is attitude. So we want the people with a positive attitude that I can do it, I just need an opportunity. And once we have that, anything is possible. We like I said, we've got lots of stories. There's a gentleman that started as a learner, just to give you a perspective. Started as a learner, and they finished their learnership program, and they were absorbed permanently as a client services consultant. They moved from a client services consultant to a team leader, managing a team of 10 people. As I'm speaking to you now, they are a client services manager, so they are running a client services call center. So it is successful. Wow.
It is. And are you partnering with other companies or even government in your program?
We do partner with INSETA, because they help us with the funding, because this qualification, it does not come cheap. It's not free. There's a cost in it. We do partnership with your training providers such as Masifunde. They are recently now gifts. So they come in, they do the training, they do the qualification part, and we do the experience part and the placing of the learner. So they are partners. And we saw that with these partners, it makes the job much easier, because we cannot do it on our own. We just can't. The problem is too big.
So, Serapelo, if you're sitting there, you are doing your matric, you are looking at going to university, you are looking at even getting a job after matric. What would you say to that matriculant who's sitting there hopeless at the moment? These matriculants are very clever. They're reading newspapers. They are aware that the economy is not doing well. How do you instill the hope of those young people who are sitting there writing exams right now?
I'm saying to them they must not despair. I'm saying to them there's programs out there that can actually help. I'm saying to them they must do their research. I'm saying to them there is the internet. They must go into these things. They must not take no for an answer. They must be persistent. They must not hang around with the wrong crowd. As the youngsters, when things are not going right the first time and the second time, we tend to hang around with the wrong crowd and we do wrong things. And that is not the answer. The answer is to keep on striving, is to keep on keeping on. I mean, let me give you another story. I mean, I started at MiWay with no management experience whatsoever. That was in 2008 when I started at MiWay in July. And in November, I was actually a team manager, which was 3 months. And then in 2 years, I was a client service manager, all right? And then in 2018, I was actually promoted to be the head of learning and development.
Wow.
I came here with no experience whatsoever. I was not a manager. But I told myself, how can I do it? Can I just hang around with people that are going to add value in my life? Can I read books? Can I research? Can I ask questions? You know? Can I just find out more things?
Errol, what are your parting shots to young people out there? I mean, you do a lot of Lulaway is also techno-based a lot, which is exactly what we should be doing now for young people moving into this fourth industrial revolution, moving into young kids being able to access information on their phones, on the computer.
100%. First and foremost, I'd say to young people out there, get hold of Lulaway. You can check us out on our website, lulaway.co.za, and you can, on the platform, find where your nearest job centre is and go through and register. There are other ways to register. You can fill out forms and stuff on the website, but it's best to go to a job centre because then we do the screening and vetting, which always helps you. I'd like to reiterate that, your attitude is everything. If you've got the right attitude, chances are you'll get a lot further than if you've got the wrong one. If you have an attitude of expectation and entitlement, unfortunately, you're just doing yourself a disservice at least. So attitude is critical. Get hold of Lulaway. We can help you. We can train you. We can do various things. But don't only use us. There are other ways, obviously. But keep trying, don't give up. I would say it's the most important thing. Don't give up.
Well, thank you. I think that's what came up from both of you gentlemen today, was that they shouldn't give up, and that there's always a way with the right attitude for our young people. So it's not all gloomy out there. There's a lot of hope. Thank you so much, Errol Freeman from Lulaway, Marketing Director. Thank you for coming to our studios. Thank you also to Serapelo Mofokeng from MiWay Insurance. He's the Head of Learning and Development. Thank you both, gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ayanda, for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you. The time now is 17 minutes to 12. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back with our Econ News.